So today we are doing our 2017 NHL redraft. So we did 2018 a couple of weeks ago. It's been a little bit since we recorded an episode, so obviously it's been a little bit of a time jump between those two. But regardless, we got the 2017 NHL redraft here today with Carter as the first overall pick with the New Jersey Devils. They originally took Nico Hischier. We'll see if Carter goes in that direction, but probably not. Carter, who are you going with here with your first overall pick? Oh, he's grabbing something.
Oh no, I just dropped my chapstick.
Oh,
I think this is the obvious consensus number one. I feel like I shouldn't even have to say his name, but I will. You're gonna take Nolan, not Kale McCarr.
Nolan Patrick. Yeah, Kel McCarr has a Conn Smythe trophy under his name. I think two Norrises, one or two Norris trophies. He's been awesome for the Avalanche. As the years go on, he's really young as well, so he's going to get even more Norris trophies. He could probably win this year's, to be honest. But McCarr has looked good. I don't think that we're pissing anyone off with that first overall pick. With the second overall selection, knows when things get interesting. I'm going to take somebody from Vancouver who went fifth overall. I am taking Elias Pettersson, and no, I am not taking Nolan Patrick again. Don't remind me. Um, I don't want to talk about that. It sucks too because I think Nolan Patrick had the potential to be such a good player, and then injuries just derailed him, and yeah, would have sucked. Would have been awesome though. The Flyers had Kel McCarr. Just saying, but what can you do?
Literally anyone after that.
Yeah, pretty much. Carter, with the third overall pick to the Dallas Stars, are you sticking with Miro or
I
are you
am
going in a different direction here?
I am sticking with Miro Heiskanen. I think he is one of the best defensive defensemen in this draft, and he's still has probably some of the best offensive upside.
I like that pick. I'm a fan of that pick. I think Heiskanen's a good direction to go there. There are some good players on the board, but I think I'm still going with Miro Heiskanen there at that third overall pick. Fourth overall to the Avalanche. Kel McCarr is obviously off the board, so I can't go with him. I think I'm gonna go with hmm. Think I'm gonna go with his teammate, Jason Robertson. So Robertson was taken 39th overall in this draft. I'm looking at my board here. He's played a season less than a lot of these guys. Like I look at Robert Thomas, who has almost 100 more games played than him, has one more point than Robertson overall. So Robertson, awesome player. I felt like he took a step back this year. I think he's kind of gone down to what we expect him to be. He didn't really carry the team this year like he did in previous seasons. So I think Robertson at fourth overall, though, is the right choice. Going back to Carter here at fifth overall, there's a lot of Dallas Stars in this draft.
There
Carter
are.
going in that direction again.
I am not going to go in that direction on this pick.
Yeah,
With this pick, I am going to take the original number one overall selection. I'm going to go Nico Hischier. I think that he's a great defensive, offensive forward. So he's looked good.
is he a first overall pick? No. I think though that in a redraft, he's right to go fifth. He's a good two-way forward, valuable to the Devils roster. I think he's your captain as well. So I like the pick. I like the pick a lot. I think it's a good selection there at fifth overall. Back to sixth with me. There's a lot of good names on the board. Give me Nick Suzuki, though. Nick Suzuki was actually a former Golden Knight. They actually have three first round picks in this redraft. So by the end of this, they can make out very well. But I'm going Suzuki at sixth. I think Suzuki has been a good offensively talented forward, and I think that it's taken him a little bit to get to that point, but I think you should go Suzuki at sixth overall. Seventh overall, Carter to the Rangers. I don't think you're taking Leah Anderson. I don't think you're going in that direction, but who are you thinking of here?
Well, with this pick, I am going to take Robert Thomas with this pick. I really like Robert Thomas. I've really enjoyed his game for a long time. He's been a great player for him, and yeah, he's a terrific player.
Yeah, Thomas.
Really, really key to St. Louis, I will say.
Yeah, solid young forward there for the Blues. It's kind of crazy that he was taken that low when you look at it now. So yeah, I think he's a great forward there for the Blues. I think he's right there at that seventh overall pick. 8th overall is when I'm going to go goalie. We're going to the goalies. Now, we're at that point in these redrafts. Like in 2020, not a lot of the goalies have developed. 2019, kind of the same thing. A few guys developed, but not really. 2018, we had a goalie in there. But I think 2017 is really when we're going to start seeing a lot of goalies go into these redrafts. And I'm starting it out with Jeremy Swayman. Swayman had a great year this year. I think he's going to get paid as the Bruins goalie. I think it's a great pick there at 8th overall. Imagine Buffalo with Swayman. Imagine that. So got to get a lot of credit there, Jeremy Swayman. 9th overall to the Red Wings. Carter, who are you thinking here with this 9th overall pick?
With this ninth overall pick, I was actually planning on going goalie as well. But you took the goalie that I didn't think you were gonna take. So I'm gonna take the goalie I thought you should have taken. My favorite goalie from this draft. Give me Jake Ottinger.
Yes, again, as we said, the Dallas Stars made out so well in this draft. They aced on like almost every single pick they had in the first and second round. They did very good for themselves in this draft. So I think Ottinger's a good pick. He's been a good goalie. The argument of Swayman and Ottinger is definitely a debate. You could argue that in the comment section below. But I think that depending on which way you want to go, it's not bad to go either way. So back to me at 10th overall. It's to the Florida Panthers. It was originally Owen Tippett. I'm looking at my board here. I think I'm gonna go. I'm not going Tippett, obviously. Think I'm gonna go Marty Necas here with the 10th overall pick. I think Necas has been good for Carolina. He's had some great seasons under them. I do want a little bit more from him though, but we'll obviously see there what does happen. But Necas to the Florida Panthers. Hey, maybe that happens real life. We'll see. Now back to Carter with the 11th overall pick, which was originally now a Winnipeg Jet, Gabriel Velarde, ironically.
Um, I have been looking at him, but I'm not gonna go with him. I am going to go with probably the guy who made the biggest jump in this draft. Give me Drake Batherson with this pick.
I like that pick. I think that Batherson's been awesome for Ottawa. He's been one of the big steals in this draft. Took him a little bit longer to get into the development page there, but definitely Batherson. I think's a solid pick there at 11th overall. I would definitely go with him there. And finally here or not finally at 12th overall. I don't know why I said finally at 12th overall. He dropped a little bit. And I will say this with Casey Middlestat. It's taken him a little bit to get to where he has been, but I'm going with Middlestat at that 12th overall pick. He hasn't been the guy that I expected him to be for the Buffalo Sabres. He's now on the Avalanche. But I never expected him to I expect him to be better than he was in Buffalo. But in those last two seasons and now with the Avalanche, I think Middlestat's really proven himself to be a good player. Just not at that 8th overall pick. I think there's other players I would take over Middlestat at this point. But yeah. And next up here at 13th overall to the Golden Knights, they took Nick Suzuki. Carter, who are you taking here? Let's see what the Knights can do. Let's see if they can pull out with a really good draft here.
With this pick, I am going to go with a guy who really never found a roster spot until the last 2 years. I'm going to take Gabriel Velarde with this pick. I think he really showed out this year in Winnipeg. I think we kind of saw what he could do. He was injured for most of the year. He only played 47 games, but still 22 tucks on the year. So he could be a close to 35, 40 goal scorer. So Gabe Velarde, I think, is going to be my pick there.
So Gabe Velarde's an interesting one because I think that Velarde took a little bit longer to get into the NHL. He doesn't have as much points as a lot of the other guys that were taken in this draft. But I think that Velarde at that 11th overall pick makes a lot of sense. And I like it a lot for the Vegas Golden Knights for sure. And I think Velarde has the chance in the future to be a solid player in the NHL. And he showed it in Winnipeg. So I'm proud. I like that pick. With my 14th overall selection here, my final pick going to the Lightning. I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry, I'm going with Owen Tippett. My computer started playing ads. I'm going with Owen Tippett from the Flyers. Tippett's had a couple of really good years in Philadelphia. I think he's only going to get better in that area. But I'm going with Tippett there at the 14th overall selection. And finally, with the 15th overall pick to Vegas, they got Nick Suzuki, who they originally had. They got Gabe Vilardi. Carter, who are you taking with this 15th pick?
With this 15th pick, the last pick in this draft, they're going to end up going all forwards with this pick. And I guess surprisingly, all centers. But I am going to give them Josh Norris with this pick.
Wow. Norris recently has had some injured seasons. I will say that. But if they had that 1, 2, 3 down the middle of Suzuki, Velarde, and Norris, man, it's a damn good hockey. And they're already a pretty good hockey team. But damn, that I would say that's better than Cody Glass and Eric Brandstrom, who I think all three of the guys they took in this draft aren't even on the team anymore. So yeah, I think that's a good pick. But that is our 2017 redraft. We will be back next episode with our 2016 redraft. That is the Austin Matthews, I think Line and Dubois redraft. So we'll see what happens there. But regardless, thank you all for watching this redraft, and thank you for watching episode number 58 of the NordCast. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below if you're on the YouTube end of things. If you are on the TikTok end of things, please do sure to or TikTok podcast. You can tell that I haven't done this in a while. Podcast end of things. Give us a good review. Tell your friends. If you want to follow the TikTok, follow at NordCast _. If you want to follow the Instagram at NordCast, plenty of content on both those platforms that we are going to increase more as next season goes on. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.